This is another follow-up to those brake shims. I've seen a few people write in and people don't like grease. Well, don't worry, it wasn't that thick. You think I was putting on with a shovel. Anyway, listen, after I did that video, after I posted it, I was looking around on the internet to see if I could find a picture of some genuine Land Rover pads. And indeed, here they are. Now you can see from that picture, they not only have the metal shim in the kit, but they have the shim on the back of the pad as well. Interesting, eh? Now, I seem to cast my mind back when I drove that car back home. I didn't hear any squealing at all. But these with the pads on it. Do you want to say something special? Do you want to say something? You remember the Faro doors were made like out of a paper? Well, here's one I took off earlier. It's metal. And this didn't have the shim. Yes, this had the shims in, but I lost one. But there was no noise. So, what I intend to do is replicate what they did in the Land Rover one. I'm going to bond this onto the Faro door pads here, like that. Bit of urethane. It'll stay in place because it's got the pin here. And then we'll see what it's like for sound. It'll be like wired for sound, like Cliff Richard. But it was strange how this is metal and the Faro door one was just fibre and it did nothing at all. So maybe on the Land Rover ones they are a fibrous material like Faro door, but they put the shim in as well to prevent the piston poking its way through. Now, like I say, this with a metal shim should be absolute belt and braces, and of course it was like that before, but you can see the pads are getting a bit thin. I don't want to put these back in, but look, you see they were fine. But you can see how the chamfer's worn off here and now the thickness is different. You know, I'm not going to put all pads back in. So I'm going to try and find them, bond them in, leave them tonight, put some weight on them and bond them, and see how they go. After all, I mean, they're right easy to get to and I can test them if they're going to be alright. And the brakes were working fine. But I actually noticed on quite a few websites that these look quite the same, but these aren't the same as these. If you look at the back, you can see a maker's mark on the back. What's that say? HC? I've never seen those before, but you can look where the dimples are, where they're made. These are fully filled up and these are just, you know, a little bit deeper, but these are Faro ones. And what I was going to add to you this, and this is what makes a real mystery out of the job. When I put disc brakes on my 130, I've never had a squeak out of them, and I didn't put any shims in, and I put Faro pads in. Now, could it be that the Faro pads, the old versions, were metal? I don't think we'll ever know. But I took my truck down to the scrapyard full of scrap this morning because I'm tidying up my yard. I should get tidied up as well, shouldn't I? And again, not a squeak. And I put the cheapest parts on all Britpart, you know, calipers and hubs and everything was all new, but it was all Britpart stuff, so it should be really making a hell of a lot of noise. So I'm going to do that and I shall report back in a week or two.